DANGANRONPA.
Yo, what's up, Dragon Clan? Scorpion Dragon here, and welcome back to DANGANRONPA Trigger and Happy Havoc. We're possibly on the last class trial. I think I'm nearing the end of the game. So let's continue. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. What the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. You were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you?
Huh?
What, are you jealous?
Hey!
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. And I imagine what was about to happen was intense. But stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
When on the horizon marker
Could it
showed up,
be?
I think he died.
What? What? Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me What, I made you wait? Got it all back? You're the one
In other words,
waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here.
huh?
What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. We're waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making you so wait. If you all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around.
Hey. Ah!
What?
Is that right? Shing! Grrr! Ah! Indeed.
Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. He's right. Now we gotta deal with it. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just do whatever we need to discuss. We can do it during. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Recall, who knows what might happen to us if we
But
we haven't solid but I couldn't help myself at the time to Kyoko before we Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? Use that kid when you
correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the grounds.
That's right. Whew. So, however, wrong. In other words,
Kyoko's
Just a second!
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get into what you want to
Makoto.
go over all the details of the picture we're trying to get. Now I just need to focus on surviving.
It would seem.
Because this is probably the most crucial for her. That's just one way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's unusual?
Goodbye.
If that's seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. From the sound of thinking what she said, right? The last one left and stepped into the elevator. And the door slid shut. It was the blinding light of despair.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
But wait a second, I feel like it's been forever since we got together. It's time for some of the jokes and dare.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Get on with the show. So the film
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh! You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all. That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Cause that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves, because that corpse is absolutely...
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That...
Kyoko! Okay,
then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Shoot!
That Kyoko there is just a...
Okay, then
Prove it. Prove she...
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she...
Shoot!
That Kyoko there is...
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body what?
They got burnt up.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she...
No, that's wrong. No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right? If Kyoko really is...
Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma.
Well, if we can't identify...
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man! After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me. right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time. We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's wrong! Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why! I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this! I admit nothing. No, no, no! How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it. Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be? By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage? What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, That's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that, that seals it.
Just because I had the knife, that automatic?
Well, getting stabbed is what...
No, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic-level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we
Continue the debate. The victim's fatal
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife. Then there's only.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue?
Continue the debate.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
There was evidence that
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury had...
Shoot!
Then, shall we continue the debate?
The victim's
Shoot!
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed...
Shoot!
Then, shall we continue the debate?
the victim's fatal
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then there's only
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Shoot!
Then, shall we continue the debate?
The victim's fatal
The explosion didn't kill
Well, yeah.
and it wasn't then
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
There was evidence that...
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot! Is this... I refuse to give up yet!
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
The titanium
Arrow. It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's...
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know. Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Shoot!
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand that.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide something.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Shoot!
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you
Aren't the. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Shoot!
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not
The killer. You should understand that more than
than any.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof
That you aren't the culprit. Is that
what you're saying.
You stated you said I hid and then left the locker, but could I really have done that?
Those words you just.
Exactly. I'm not the You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you. Is that what you're saying.
You stated a theory. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Shoot!
Those words you just.
Exactly. I'm not the You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated you said I hid and then left the locker, but could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm
Not the
Shoot! I refuse to give up yet!
Those words you just
Spoke.
exactly
what I
I'm not
the killer.
You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you aren't.
Shoot!
Those words
You
you.
just spoke.
Exactly
What I said.
I'm not the killer.
You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you. Is that what you're.
You stated you said I hid
And then left the locker key in my own.
Correct.
Shoot!
Those words you just.
exactly. I'm not the You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never.
There's proof that you. Is that what you're.
You stated you said I hid
And then left the locker key in my own room.
but could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly. I'm not the You should understand.
Byakuya.
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you.
No, that's wrong! If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room.
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then? I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Then, when we searched Kyoko's room, how else could the key have gotten there?
Someone other than me must have put it there. That's the only explanation. I didn't have the key to my
My room, because I'd given it. There's no doubt.
You are correct.
so I couldn't possibly have gotten into my...
No, that's wrong. No, Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school. Which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out! So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you! But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we? Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Peace, but only inside the school. Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. 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 This is hope.
No! This isn't right!
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Claim. Oh, that's right, I have to. But I suppose Kyoko's lying. Not long, I have to think about this very carefully. What do I do? I made my decision. There's no way she could kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that is to do with the mastermind.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Lucaro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
What, you think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's all your fault. Everything got it wrong. You got it all wrong. I
Yes,
didn't do it.
indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good
Yep.
job. Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole class trial doesn't
Hey!
makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the
Thrills,
same way.
chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively filling punishment. Wait, why do I? Yoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
After school lesson. Hey, alter ego.
What?
What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Alter ego. Alter ego? This is the virus. Huh? Ended it when he invaded my network. Getting it all the heck. I don't
It
believe
would
you.
seem.
You made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated.
What the heck?
Oh,
In
yeah.
other words,
What I'm saying is you can underestimate.
Hmm.
Why are you talking like you've already won? And then it's saying it was a plan for me. The virus is gone now, got it? And so is the photo. Yeah, I think you can smash and slap me. You're never gonna
Yaha!
waste away in a garbage food pit. Wait, that's even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. It's still not satisfying. I'm still gonna bring the spare to the rest of you. Bring the spare to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the fuck is going on?
calm down.
It's okay, we're not the ones being tracked this time.
In other words,
That's the mastermind that's in snare.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
so.
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in the bustling urban area. It's like the school stands in the center of the entire world. Hope Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, they send the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student can enroll here. The only way is if you're scouted by the school itself. You're standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students. It was me. NNG? What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? I wasn't in the classroom. I'd never been in before. What the heck is going on? GH. Finally, I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. That was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here until I wasted away and die? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. Remember it all together when it happened. Alter ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I have to give up now, for myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. That's a rocket and a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Is that an airplane? How's something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Stop. Rattle, no matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. But if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's alright. That was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. I How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm locked in on all sides, but that's still not because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I will never give up. After making that prior declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed, and all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Go, Clem. What the? A strange sound pierced my silent isolation, drawing me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostle and flow into the street. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash, rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful. Indeed.
Yoko, you look like you're doing better than I expected. What are
So,
you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash
Hey.
and face me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. That really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt or no, to atone.
you,
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. You knew
indeed.
that I knew. But even though I knew, I didn't want to help. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. Well, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same
However,
for you. But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. I can't offer you any reason other than that.
truly sorry. However,
Why
it's
did you
true.
have to survive? I'll tell you everything. The reason
In
I
other
have to
words,
survive is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason.
Correct. In other words,
So you have some reason for
Indeed.
coming to Hope's Peak? That's right, at least I did once. Until recently, I've forgotten what it was. I forgot, but that's... And is it really true
Makoto.
you lost your memory? Do you remember? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at the school? The first thing, you're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted and
That's
when I
right.
woke up, I was trapped here. I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself.
it would
Disconnect.
seem
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make
Hey.
you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost it?
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, and somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from
However,
me? And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us
why
to
is
help
that?
you? If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind
Correct.
Or don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Intuition was right there. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
GH. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did it just
Listen.
happen? Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
hey,
Even though I still trust you, you know. It's just I'm not used to
Correct.
relying on others. I know I never asked for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all the investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability.
so...
You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective.
Correct.
Ultimate detective. And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. Whatever it took, I had to find.
Correct.
I had to
So...
find someone who? Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father.
In other words...
What? It was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Look who's dead. It's Hope's Peak headmaster. And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
Huh?
Find a way.
No matter what,
So,
I remember he hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him.
However...
That makes sense. But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I had seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then
So-
what did you see in there? The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there.
It's
You mean the
true.
mastermind, right? That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion. I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is
Indeed.
quite a map. It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Luca was profiling that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. And I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues.
Correct.
So I went to check. And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room.
However,
Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on. In the rest of the building, I was so preoccupied with investigating that room, it was unforgivably careless of me.
however,
So what was it like, the part of the school I'm in? It's hard to describe, all I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined.
so...
What do you mean by that? I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important, and really ominous.
However,
If it It has to do with Mukuro
However-
Ikusaba, doesn't it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you
indeed.
killed. I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. I mean, because of the school
That's right.
regulations. Exactly.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves are somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. Huh?
indeed.
I could have become the
Indeed.
victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? What do you mean? During the night, I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped and that led to whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. If all that really is true, then I was right not to expose Kyoko's lie. I'm glad I put my faith in her.
Correct.
Their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is
Indeed.
also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Maybe doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to kill you because they couldn't
Correct.
interfere. You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what
In
is it
other
all?
words,
Means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
Makoto.
Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair and she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person.
Indeed.
It's not. If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems like, okay, whoever caused that event.
That's right.
We're talking about what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever is responsible for that, for
It
the
would
ultimate
seem.
despair, that despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair.
Indeed.
Is there, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair, and that is our real enemy. To be continued. Dream Island Rocket. Chapter 5 completed. Ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Look, do you still have that one thing, Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room? Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. We will never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right? We should be able to use it on that door, right? Use that key to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Hugo took out the key, the Monokuma design on it, and slid it into the keyhole, and then click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally, we were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. And is your family famous? Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. But how come? It's like a family tradition, right? So, because we take pride.
Indeed.
Pride. A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence.
It's true.
Conscious effort. It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family's creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride, so there's. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I have absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about. There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face.
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself. But apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, but he had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that and what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say.
However,
That's not true. But there's one thing I can never forgive.
So,
The way everyone else looked at me, I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a
however,
good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. The shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family to just cut him out
Wrong.
like that. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart
Hey.
and soul? No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, but not heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top.
indeed.
Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us.
That's
We're
right.
back. Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... looks like we're back.
Whew.
But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of here. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. This is how we got out the garbage pit. I never would have imagined that's where this led. Now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so
Listen.
they might... You're worried?
So
Yeah, of
then,
course. Then let's just get a concrete answer.
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait,
however,
yes. If we try to hide it, it's only a matter of time till we're found out, and it's not likely to run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera, so you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen.
because
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Nuko's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down.
right.
Was? If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little super uneasy about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in
Shall we go?
Let's get going.
Shall we go? Just a second.
What business do you have in my room? This is where we need to go when Monokuma is.
Shall we go? Shall we go?
Well now, well now, well now.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I don't believe it!
But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. You're supposed to be punished. Did
What?
Kyoko help you? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate.
Making me angry!
So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Right.
Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to.
However,
But before you do, let me just say one
now,
thing.
if
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you.
Huh? Hey!
You explain yourself. What do you mean by
Because-
that? Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted me
in
to
other
just film
words,
it. I was supposed to be chosen as the black and the thing. Hey, what are you
however,
talking about? But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another
Right.
like that. In response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the black and then trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you
am I
killed him.
wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose. You talk a big game, you're saying that the blackened is bigger than
Well?
Makoto? You need to prove this,
Well,
right? No, I can't. I would just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine to make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I
That's
guarantee I'll
right.
find some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. Now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective
Because
type. If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He wouldn't have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope
What
in
the
our hearts.
heck?
That's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence.
indeed,
It's not you
Hey.
I'm trying to convince. If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased.
indeed,
Huh? Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is
Listen
exactly
to me.
right. Despair can never kill him.
hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair
that's what
fair
we
and
have to
square,
do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So what is this
It's
advice of
true.
yours? Do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations when you fill a
It's
fair
time
trial.
for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? Fair trial, one last showdown in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Barrett!
Very indeed. Interesting indeed.
What's
Barry?
wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. It's time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be plausible, but it would certainly make for one honey of a
in other
climax.
words,
Does that mean you
You
accept it?
guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it will cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your... Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim...
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at
Barrett!
this. This is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a
You guys!
So this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school.
I can barely contain myself!
That'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
It's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good, then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. If you can't do all of that, we'll all face a defeat. I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you feel? We're as excited as
Listen
you are,
to
I'm
me.
sure. When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all
Hey.
turned out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class
What's
trial starts.
wrong?
I remember that for
Hey.
sure, so what? I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? Innocent truth. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Mukuro's trial is no exception, and it's part of the regulations, which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro. It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step and host pizza in the killing game are those 16 students.
Listen.
What? Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. There's nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotional.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go?
Nyeh.
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting you ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than I expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have
However-
right now is because of you. I'm thankful just yet the real battle is still ahead of me.
whew,
Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if Yanagi would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a fun.
so
They had no choice but to.
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard on us.
so because
So when was it that the mastermind let
So-
their guard down? I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? It said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? They
listen,
definitely said that. And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe. Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so
indeed.
you don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is
However-
difficult to pull off. Yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words,
Think of it another way. It must have been some reason they had to do something
so
that they could have was better before this.
it would seem
Mastermind has been very adamant about knocking off
in other words, Correct.
Prove a point. Prove a point.
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak right at a certain concept. You're talking
That's
about
right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink in despair. Mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal. That's all. What? What's prove that despair is better than hope? And that's
it's true.
right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose is money. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of
Makoto.
us suffer? You know how angry it must make me, and yet the same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness.
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast is killing the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular reason about their own motivations. The mastermind simply ignores the rules. It is one thing in the game, but
at the very least,
that's how those who are watching it. That's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of them.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I do, I haven't violated a single one. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't put a finger on it.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all the proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, and made me out to be the killer.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took on another loss. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to do something
Indeed.
to prove to the world that despair is better than hope. They have to defeat us.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to
however,
challenge. And it's only thanks to you that we had that chance because you believed in me and the path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have
Wrong.
the clue. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reason, essentially.
whew,
Looks like I got it right this time. Yeah, looks like I took it this time. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. While presenting a strong demeanor as a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, you say. Plus, when I showed my uneasiness, I would have just made it easy.
however,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to
correct.
everything we've gone through and have made for this. Right? If we can't defeat the mastermind, no options
Hey.
except to win. Before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, right now we know what really means. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Together,
However,
we can make impossible.
anyway,
Right now,
Shall
have
we
to go
go?
find the others. They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go?
anyway,
Q again. 'Cause he broke.
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit.
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah,
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Geez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait,
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that's serious. It's Makoto. He smells me. Get away, shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
I had time to indulge in an extended happy reunion.
Yes.
Hmm.
But is it okay that you're here? What if the
It's
next
true.
one catches you? That's what
What?
everybody-
What?
And so we could eat
But-
the It's just a silly superstition. Of course, we see through it.
Ah.
Okay, that's enough. Talking to you after what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the crowd was over, we'd have access to the places.
Aw.
Heard I saw the rooms that were locked before but still locked. So where can we go to find
I'm telling you!
Basically mentally every way you could be right. Sorry, I was rolling around with the other you smell even worse than me.
Yo,
Brother, what was it like hanging out in the spare room?
you know?
Spare room.
Hmm.
It's free. I didn't talk to you. I didn't go to the spare room. Who the heck? Looking at you survive. Yeah, me too. You realize why it is you get execution? It was alter ego.
That's right.
Saved my life. Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a
Hmm.
computer program. Imagine if it was
Makoto.
Yes.
Hmm.
I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
In other words,
We're going to redo Nico's trial. What?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? Well, I didn't do it.
Wrong.
Makoto killed her. Of course it
I see.
Huh?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time to give it
However-
his decision meant that he would be the
What,
one to die.
what did you say?
Spotted the trap with Makoto to make it sound like it was easy.
However-
To execute Makoto, who wasn't a black, was a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the black is to be executed. The mastermind broke the rules, which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed. Does that mean they let me break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. He used the TV broadcast to gain leverage. He really did.
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
Recall what you said at the end of the last trial. You said, now it's the mastermind. That's how you were unfair.
Don't be mean!
Yeah, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, can ask Kyoko to explain it again. So knowing all this, what do you
About
do?
that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind, but there's more to it than that, right? Yeah, for us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
But
Every last mystery. But we've been looking around all this time, but we still
Anyway.
don't know anything, right? You probably guessed already, but what do you think?
Oh no!
I hate you!
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Casper. I mean, I want to get out of here as soon as humanly
Anyway,
possible. At this point, point, the only way for us to survive is to find out what the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. Interesting development.
But
Figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall freaking order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who the enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone.
Anyway,
Aw.
anyway,
You can't agree, why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all
Indeed.
the mysteries. That's what I thought too at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his hint.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
So, in
Why?
other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have to have set foot into school, right? Monokuma could probably be murdering Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised to seem like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in this killing game. And the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning, and in Mukuro, you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one
that's
of them.
right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Do you continue, or do you get it?
What?
Saying the mastermind is
No way!
serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that.
Indeed.
Certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. There's one possibility. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate. The ultimate is there, so there must be a high. You can't say it's not possible. If one of us was the mastermind, it had to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, you would have noticed someone sneaking up there.
I'm right, right?
And maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. And that means there's no way he could have had all the back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the
That's
rooms.
fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself and the Tagami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then, after making this final statement, Byakuya left to dine. He didn't take me with him.
Hey,
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. You're totally used to it. So bye. That Toko trudged out. Now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself.
Indeed.
Kyoko. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
you know?
In that case, I'm gonna go.
just a second.
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind. laughing loudly, hero left.
Aw.
Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves.
Hmm.
I guess I'll do the same.
But,
It's not that I don't
cause, I mean,
but up to now I haven't really been all that useful. Just depending on soccer. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. I told her. It's really nice
But-
of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been told.
okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get through. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. It was surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall once again.
Indeed.
Just us two. So you're gonna go off and
However-
do like Yoko? Or don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
It goes for all of us. I think I see what you're going to do now. We're investigating doesn't mean we can't work together at the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things. I
Correct.
need to check. And Akuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't do
Makoto.
before. No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth by any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to go through it. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Nico's Montana file. If we find out who killed Mukuro Ukusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until morning. The headmaster's room, the bio lab, and the door in the game center that one comes face on. I'm gonna save it here. Leave it for next time. So, that's gonna be all for this stream. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.